And we are doing it. Finally, after so long talking about wanting a podcast, welcome to the very first episode of the Focus, Fight, Finish podcast. Wow, it feels good to finally say those words. I have been waiting. I've been wanting to do a podcast my entire journey. Podcast, the beautiful thing about a podcast is like, you can just, it's a conversation. So I am just sitting here. This is going to be unedited. Okay. This is an unedited conversation, long format. And, you know, that is not something that I do in my videos. My videos are very edited down. Not that they're not genuine, or I'm not my honest self in my videos, but I'm not my long self. You know, I feel like I have so many more awkward pauses and moments of you know, just going down different paths and tangents that, you know, you don't get from my videos, because my videos are very focused. And not that these podcasts are just going to be ramblings of a crazy person, but I feel like you will get more of my authentic personality here, and that's what I want to bring. Speaking of which, this is going to be primarily a video podcast. I am doing this for you, for my YouTube channel. So the only place that you're going to be able to get this podcast is youtube.com/focusfightfinish, which is where you're watching it right now. So did I need to say that? No, I didn't. Because is that a little redundant? Because you're already watching it there. But did I give it anyway? Sure did. But that's fine. I digress. Okay. And this is a prime example of what this podcast is going to be. Let me get to the point of what this podcast is. It is going to be about my journey, finding health and fitness, the ups and downs, the struggles, because I am still going through my journey of finding my best self. That is kind of what I say is I'm fighting for who I was meant to be. That is my mantra, my goal, my mission. I am fighting for who I was meant to be, and I do that through being relentless. You will come to find, if you are just meeting me, relentless is basically my favorite word of all time. I say it probably too much. But this is a health and wellness podcast. I'm going to be talking about my weight loss journey, what has worked for me, what has sucked for me, what has failed for me, my ups and downs. I am still going through my weight loss journey. I started at 406 pounds. I was as low as 248 pounds, and now I'm sitting somewhere at about 285 pounds. Now, we will talk about that weight gain. We will talk about it. There's a whole story around it, and is a very good learning moment, I think, for myself, for you, the viewer. If you've watched my story, I feel like you know, most of my subscribers on YouTube have come from my Obese to Marathon video, my documentary. And if you're watching that documentary and then you see this video next and you're like, wait a minute, did you just say you gained 40 pounds? Yes, it did. And it's not funny, but as you will also come to find out, I hide a lot of my raw emotions with humor. And so, I'm not going to be doing that all the time on this podcast. I will definitely be vulnerable here and opening up. I feel like this YouTube channel and this podcast in general will be a chance for me to explore new vulnerabilities, to be able to be open and honest once a week. I wouldn't call it so much as a therapy session, but definitely a chance for me to just sit down for 30 minutes or so and talk through some shit, okay? There might be some cussing on this. I'm going to try to not cuss, mainly because if kids, I was an obese child, and so if kids want to watch these videos, I don't want it to be flagged for them, because I would have loved to have some support as an obese child when I was, 8 years old, and I was I think 150 or 180 pounds in fifth grade. That's not fun, being the fattest kid in class since kindergarten, not fun. So that's a passion for me is childhood obesity and trying to help with that. So that being said, I'm not going to cuss as much on this. I really am going to try not to. I already said shit, and I said it twice, but I'm going to try not to. If you know me in real life, I let them fly. I let the curse words fly willy-nilly, okay? I'm a fly fisherman of curse words. But I am trying to stop that. Obviously, I'm a father, and maybe not obvious to you. I have to remember that this podcast is not just all, the listeners are not just all my best friends, so they don't know everything about me. And that's kind of the point of the podcast, is to talk about different things. But I have one child. His name's Ryder. He's 3. He's amazing. And I'm going to have another child, a girl, on Christmas Eve. That is our due date, at least. So getting ready for that. And I guess a good segue as to why I'm starting this podcast. So let's talk about that. You already kind of got the what. And the what is obviously weight loss and a little bit of my life, my personality, and a whole lot of tangents and just all around goofiness. So that's the what. Let me go into the why. Why am I starting a podcast? Am I stopping all my other videos? Are you like, can you expect another weight loss documentary style video? Yes. Have no fear. The editing and the storytelling of my videos, I take very personally and very seriously. That being said, those kind of videos take a long time. I actually already have 5 videos already filmed, just waiting for me to edit. So I do have those videos coming out eventually, but I'm not able to create them as quickly as I'd want to, because I'm not going to put out subpar content. I'm also not going to sacrifice a ton of time away from my family, and I'm not going to sacrifice time away from my job. My job, I love my job. I'm a full-time filmmaker, creative director for a fitness company, which, hello, matches perfectly with what I'm all about and what I'm trying to do here. So I can't let my work performance suffer. I can't let my performance as a father and as a husband suffer. And so what suffers is this YouTube channel. I know. I apologize. I also think you should be higher up on the priority list, but, they don't. So that being said, why am I starting a podcast? This is very easy for me to do, especially because it's going to be unedited. And I mean that. I'm not going to edit this podcast. If I say something, it's because I mean it, and I stand by it. Now, I'm not saying that I can't have my mind changed, or I can't, be. I'm very open-minded. I'd like to think I'm a very open-minded individual, and so I think as the podcast progresses and I have guests on and we talk about certain things in the health and fitness and mindfulness space, certain things might change my mind. Because I'll tell you right off the bat, like, I don't know, hot take, keto sucks. Ha, there you go. Already someone. You don't know what you're talking about. How dare you say that about keto? Keto has worked for me. I lost 80 pounds. So did I. And then you get off keto and then you gain it all back. So don't tell me your diet works, okay? We're throwing them out. We're throwing them out like that. Hot cakes, okay? I'm going to give you my hot takes. I'm going to give you my raw and honest answers. And that's why I wanted to start this podcast, because I was finding myself having all these things I wanted to say, but not having the time to say it. And with a podcast like this, where I'm not editing it down and I'm literally just using the gear that I already had just sitting in my office already, ready to go. This is literally my office. My desk is right over there. And this is my chair where I like to sit and think and think and think. Okay. I'm old. It's Blue's Clues. And if you don't know that, how dare you? But this is my thinking chair. Like, literally, this is a nice, big, old, comfy leather chair, and I like to sit here and think sometimes. And so, yeah, we're just here in my office, and it's like, why not start a podcast? I'll just, get it all down on film, digital camera, get it all down on film, put it out there. And it's like at least a half hour of, for my YouTube audience to hang out with me, hear my thoughts. Hopefully I provide some type of value, whether that is maybe I make you chuckle, maybe I open your eyes to the obesity epidemic, maybe I open your eyes to the struggles of obesity, of parenthood, because I'm not only going to be talking about I used to be fat, and now I'm not as much fat. That's not all that I'm going to talk about. There's a lot I have to say. And I think I can give, a different perspective on things. I've had a lot of different types of jobs, a lot of different interests. I've had ups and downs in my life, in my career. I've struggled with depression, mental health. I've struggled with body image, obviously struggled with weight. And so I think through all of those things, being a 34-and-a-half-year-old, I think I have some opinions that are valid and that might help someone. And that has been the whole point of this journey, not the journey, but the whole point of at least putting my journey out there and documenting my journey is to hopefully help a younger version of myself out there. Because, like I said earlier, it was so hard being an obese child, which only became even harder to be an obese adult and then an obese parent. So I just want to try to help people get started, whether you're 500 pounds or you only have 5 pounds to lose. Whatever it is, whoever you are out there, hopefully you've got some dreams and goals that are bigger than where you're currently at, and I can help maybe push you towards those goals because I'm working towards a lot of mine. And I always feel like when you are engaging with content and talking to people that are also going after their goals, it's like, it's very addictive. And it's like, yes, if they're going after it, I'm going to too, even if those goals don't align, or not, maybe that they don't align, but that they're not the same. You know what I mean? If I'm training for a triathlon and you want to get a raise at your job, not the same goal. However, the mentality between attacking those two things is the same. And so I think that's, that's what we're going to be talking about. Okay. I know I just said that I wasn't going to edit the podcast, but I did just edit because I had a little bit of a coughing fit. I was sick last week. Don't worry. It was not COVID. I got a test. It's all good. Negative. Hell yeah. It was, just one of those good old-fashioned colds. Do you remember those days where you just get an old-fashioned cold and it'd be fine? Not anymore. The first time my nose runs just a little bit, I'm on like red 5 alert. Okay, and I just had another coughing fit. Anyway, we are definitely going to edit out the coughs, okay? And when I say we, I mean me. Because I don't have any help here. It's all me, baby, okay? So, but we are going to be doing it, okay? We're going to edit those out. I don't need you to have your eardrums blown out. Also, if I have any type of bodily function during the middle of this, I will edit that out. But I'm not going to sit there and be editing out my conversation and like cutting out the weird and wacky things that I say, or if I fumble over a word. Hey, you know what? I'm not editing that out. Because if you haven't fumbled over a word and you go to my YouTube comments and you're like, at 28 minutes and 7 seconds, you said this instead of that. You know what I mean? Hey, you got too much time on your hands. And that's all that is. So I don't care. All right. There's something I did want to talk about in this first episode. Even though this was really just more of an introduction episode, I want to give you a little bang for your buck, even though this is free. Whatever. Okay. Will Smith just released his Best Shape of My Life series on YouTube. And it's I was a little reserved about this series because it's all about how he had never been this big before. He never gained this much weight, and now he's trying to lose the weight. I was like, I don't know. I was a little off-put in the beginning, but I didn't say anything, obviously, because I was just reserving myself until I got the whole picture. I feel like more people should do that. We don't need your opinion 24/7. So, but now saying that, now I'm going to give you my opinion. It was actually a really good show. So he just released the first 2 episodes. By the time that you see this, he'll have more out. They're coming out every single day this week. It's on his channel, Will Smith. Not that he needs the shout out from me, okay? Not that Will Smith needs the shout out from me. Because if you're watching this and you haven't heard of Will Smith, yes, you have, okay? Anyway, he released this this series. Excuse me. He released this series all about his weight loss, and I thought I was not going to like it because I typically don't like when I see normally fit people gain weight. Because as I was correct, he was gaining weight for a role, and then he was going to make this big to-do about losing the weight. And I don't normally like that because it sets up unrealistic expectations of what a weight loss journey is like. Because if you've been fit your whole life and you gain some weight and then lose weight, it is different than if you've been obese your whole life and then you lose weight. And I don't care what you say. It's different. It's a different process. Yes, you are both losing weight, but it's a different process. There's so many more different hoops that different people have to go through. I'm not saying one's harder than the other or one is better than the other. I'm just saying it's different. Again, this is the first episode, but we will get way more into all of these things. I've got a lot of different topics planned for this podcast. I'm going to be taking questions. I'm going to be interacting with people, having guests on. So we're going to get into a lot of it. But for this episode, we'll just say it's different, okay? Because there's so much more baggage that comes around if you've been obese your whole life. There's also baggage that comes around if you've been athletic your whole life and then you find yourself overweight. That's a tough spot to be in too. I'm not trying to take anything away from you, okay? I'm just saying it's different. Okay, so Will Smith, back to the point. Come on, Tony, reel it in. Will Smith, he posts this series, Best Shape of My Life, and it's actually really, really good because in the beginning, yes, he did gain weight for a role, but then because of the habits and that he created gaining that weight and because of COVID, he actually gained more weight than he wanted to. And so the whole point of the show is for him to lose 20 pounds in 20 weeks, which, let me just say, huge applause to Will Smith for promoting a healthy weight loss. There are so many weight loss shows, Biggest Loser, which we'll talk a whole heap a lot about because I was almost on Biggest Loser. Extreme Weight Loss Edition, Extreme Makeover Weight Loss Edition, I think that was the name of the show, with Chris and Heidi Powell. I tried to get on that show. I wasn't almost on that show. I did apply, and I did submit a video for that show, but never got picked. Anyway, I got really close with Biggest Loser, and I always think I'm so glad I didn't get on that show because they promote an unhealthy and unrealistic and unsustainable way of weight loss. And so with this Will Smith show, I was like, hell yeah, like that. Thank you. 1 pound a week is realistic. I'm not like the biggest fan of putting a number, like I'm going to lose this much weight by this date. That is how I initially started my weight loss journey, and I actually think that was a mistake. But that being said, it's at least a realistic journey where he's not like, I'm going to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks, and it's going to be awesome, okay? But the surprising thing about this show, about this Will Smith show, is that he's having a hard time. And it just like, it's so reassuring because, as I mentioned earlier, I've gained back 40 pounds, which is like, blows my mind still, and it sucks. And I will talk about that. I have a whole video about it. So that's why I'm not going into detail right now. I will talk about it in probably 2 episodes. But right now, oh my God. You know what? And I didn't mute it. And this is the first. Let me answer this.
Oh yeah, they took it down already.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm recording my podcast right now. You're my first guest.
Oh, okay. We're going to the park before swim lessons. I don't know if you remembered swim lessons are today.
I remembered. I'm wrapping up. I'm gonna head out soon.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you have your stage voice on.
Oh. And I'm so embarrassed and so tempted to edit this out. So tempted.
All right, I love you.
All right, I love you too. Bye, Ryder.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you. How adorable was that? Minus Meredith putting me on blast, talking about my stage voice. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Hey, my wife, Meredith, and my son, Ryder, are the first guests of the show. That's so sweet. Wow. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The surprising thing about this Will Smith show is that he's having a hard time. And like I was saying, it's reassuring because it's like, dude, hey, man, Will Smith is rich as all get out. I am not. And if he can have a hard time with weight loss, with literally the world's best doctors, the world's best trainers, the world's greatest personal chefs making his food for him every day, if he can have a hard time with weight loss, with all of that going in his favor, it's like, dude, this stuff is so hard. Now, did I say stuff instead of the S word? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because if you're a kid, I don't want you to miss out on this, okay? Even though it was very hard for me to say stuff instead of the S word, but I digress. Will Smith is having a hard time losing weight. Will Smith, the Fresh Prince, iRobot, the eliminator of visitors from other planets, has a hard time losing weight. You don't think you're going to have a hard time losing weight? Get real, buddy. Buckle up, because this is hard work, okay? It's hard freaking work. And Will Smith is having a hard time. And that's just so perfect for people to see, you know? It's so perfect for me to see, because sometimes I get down on myself. Like, man, why have I gained weight? Why am I not losing weight like before? What's going on? And when you see it, it's like, man, this is actually really hard for anybody. For anybody. Will Smith has been obviously athletic his whole life, been in great shape his whole life, and has about 20 pounds to lose, and it's hard. You know? So if you are listening to this and you have 120 pounds to lose, it's hard. It's very, very hard. Yeah, man. I wish I would have seen that when I was, 406 pounds. Man, Will Smith is having a hard time losing weight. Anyway, so go check out the show. Again, not that Will Smith needs my plug, but go check out the show. It's on his YouTube channel. So it's here on YouTube. So I feel good promoting it. He's a fellow YouTuber. I don't know if you've heard of this fellow YouTuber friend of mine, Will Smith. William Smith? That's all. Just William Smith. One of the biggest stars of our generation. And I'm giving him a shout out like he needs the help. I hope you appreciate that, Will Smith. 6,000 subscribers. Hey, if you're watching this, you're probably a subscriber. And so I just want to say thank you. Because when I posted the most viewed video on my channel is my weight loss documentary, where I talk about going from 400 pounds to running a marathon. Okay? It's one of the things that I'm the most proud of, is that documentary. Not just the marathon, but also the documentary, because it features, my son, it features my wife, my sister, my family. They're all in that video, and they're all a part of my journey. And so I'm very, very proud of it. And so the fact that video did so well is incredible to me because, I remember uploading that video. When I uploaded that video, I had less than 100 subscribers on YouTube. And I was thinking, well, I put in a lot of work for this video. I spent hours and hours and hours and hours editing this. And I, spent a whole year training for that marathon and a whole year previously working on my weight loss. So a lot of time and effort went into that video. But I was like, whatever. I don't care if my 78 subscribers see this. Like, that's 78 other people who will hopefully get started on their journey. And now, as of recording this, I have just a little over 6,000 subscribers, and that's incredible. I'm so thankful. And to get back to my first point, this is why I'm doing this. For you who are watching, looking at my channel, looking at my journey, trying to get motivation or inspiration to lose weight, I want to help. I really do. I want to help, and that's why I'm putting myself on blast and letting you know that I gained weight, because that is a reality of a journey, of a weight loss journey. There are ups and there are downs. There are peaks and valleys. It is not just going to be a sharp slope of weight loss. So if that's what you're thinking, you should put that out of your mind, because it's not how it goes. That is not how it goes. And I hope that with me being real, I'm twiddling my fingers right now because I'm getting nervous talking about this, about my weight loss. And I guess I'll just give you a quick insight so people aren't like, oh, what the hell? It started after my marathon. I got injured, and then I had a gallbladder issue where I was in the hospital for a week, and then I needed surgery, but I had to wait almost 2 months for my surgery, and then I got surgery, and then I needed to wait it took me like 6 weeks or 8 weeks to actually fully recover from surgery. Anyway, it's been a lot of time, and during that, I have slacked off on my nutrition. I couldn't work out, so you mix those two, and boom, just like that, over the course of about a year, I put back on 40 pounds. Now, I'm still down 120 from my heaviest weight, which I'm proud of, but I would be lying if I said I'm not a little ashamed. And by a little ashamed, I mean a lot ashamed. Now, do I cry about this a lot? Sure do. Am I going to cry about it right now? No. I'm going to bottle these up for now. We'll talk about it. Like I said, I have a whole video. It'll be titled, I Got Soft. That's an interesting title, but it is what it is. I did get soft, and I'm going to talk about that at a later date. Hey, here's a fun thing that we're going to do at the end of each episode. I posted some questions to Instagram, and I'm going to answer those questions right here on the podcast, okay? It's going to be rapid fire. I'm going to answer as many as I can within reason, because like you heard, I got to get to the park to go play with my son before his swim lessons. Okay. I just swung this microphone out, and it all came crashing down. So I need to mount this a little bit better because it literally just crashed, just smacked the ground, which is, oh my God, so embarrassing. My Instagram, oh my God, my Instagram just popped up again. Oh my God. You guys, I promise I'm going to get better at this. I was just trying to pull up all my Instagram replies. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let me move my microphone. Wow. That scared me. I just swung it out and got unbalanced or something, and just again smacked the ground. If I don't answer all these questions, I will answer them at a later date because a lot of them are really good. They're really good questions, and I apologize. I'm trying. I got 56 questions. I'm not going to answer 56 questions right now. You know what I mean? Because who has time for that? But I remember there was a time on Instagram where I would post a Q&A, and the only person that would ask me a question would be my wife. And it would be snarky. You know what I mean? So thank you. I appreciate you. If you're coming from Instagram, thank you so much for sending these questions in. I really, really appreciate it. My first one of my oldest followers and friends, we used to do improv together. That is fantastic on Instagram. When will you revisit stand-up comedy? Not an option of if, I mean when. Thank you. I used to be a stand-up comedian. I was at the Comedy Store. I opened for Andy Dick. I played a lot of different stand-up comedy places. And I was not good. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I was hack. Okay, I was a hack comedian, and if you know anything about comedy, you know what that means. I was just, I didn't have the same hustle that all these guys did. Okay, let's be real. These guys were performing 3 or 4 times a night, going to different clubs, all this thing. I would go out, I would drive out to the Comedy Store, do my set, and then I'd bounce. I did not have the same drive and hustle that all these other comedians did. So I can't put myself up on that same pedestal. My stuff wasn't good. My stuff was hack. My improv skills and my improv comedy, I would say, are decent. Now, though, I'm so out of practice that it's not going to be good. So that is fantastic. Thank you for your question. This is going to be the closest thing you get to me doing stand-up comedy or improv. Because I hope that this is not just a regular health and fitness, wellness, mindfulness podcast, right? Because how many of those are there? And really, honestly, in my opinion, the best one is the Bear Performance Podcast. I'm not going to compete with that, okay? But if you ask me which one's funnier, Nick Bear, I'm coming for you. Okay, that was so gross, right? That's so gross. But anyway, I didn't know what else to do with my hat. I just had to the old tip of the hat. Respect to the man, Nick Bear. But you know who's funnier. I'll fight you. I really won't. You crush me. Okay. I'm going to answer another one here. Another long-time follower and friend now. E3 Scott. How is your foot feeling after it being injured after your marathon? Good luck with your podcast, brother. Thank you so much, Scott. Scott actually has a YouTube channel. I'll link it below. He just started it. It's very good. I love that guy. Scott, yeah, my foot is feeling great now. I took a long time off, which, the weight gain. Took a long time off of running. I would say months and months off from running. I just started running again recently, and that's what it took. Because for 4 months after that marathon, my foot was tender to the touch. It was really, really rough. So just recently. Okay, now we're going to do some more that are rapid fire. All right, David Andrade, have you ever pulled your hamstring? If so, how long did it take you to recover? I don't think I have. I've gotten close. I've gotten, sitting down on the toilet just the other day, I got a cramp in my hamstring, and I thought I was going to die. I thought a little demon hopped out of the toilet and underneath my butt jammed me with a knife. With a knife. What are you thinking about? He jammed me with a knife, this demon, okay? In my mind, he jammed me with a knife. Now, in your mind, he might have jammed me with something else, and that's on you, you sicko. Jake Terry Photo, I apologize. Jake Terry Photo has an amazing Instagram account. He has incredible photos. Go follow him, Jake Terry Photo. How are you doing, brother? I'm doing great, Jake. Thank you. I'm getting over a little sickness here. Native Boy on Fire. What are your thoughts on fear? How do you overcome fear and eventually conquer it? I think fear is important. I think if you write goals down and you're not a little afraid of them, they're not big enough goals. I think you should be a little afraid of your goals. My next goals that I'm going to be working on, I'm going to talk about in a later date again, but I'm afraid of them. I mean, so much so I'm not even talking about them yet. I haven't even written them down. I'm kind of holding back for the birth of my child in December, a few weeks from now, and so I don't know if I ever really got back to that point because I'm so freaking rambly. And if you listen to this podcast, bless you, bless your little heart. But that was another main reason why I'm starting this podcast, because I'm going to have a newborn. I need something that I can do quickly and fast because I'm going to be taking so much ownership with this other blessing in our family. And that's another reason why the podcast. Fit by Wit. How did you find BPN? Another person who needs no introduction or a shout out from me. First was Will Smith, and now it's Nick Bare. I just talked about him. Nick Bare is the CEO and founder of Bare Performance Nutrition. I'm wearing the BPN hat right now. I am an ambassador for BPN. Fit by Wit, who sent me the question, is also an ambassador. She's also on a weight loss journey. She's crushing it right now. Absolutely crushing it. This girl is on fire. Go follow her, please, on Instagram. Fit by Wit. I found Nick through YouTube. I found him. He's doing an Ironman series, and he was just so motivational. And this is a guy who, is so busy, but was also taking time to film and edit all his videos, and still does edit a lot of his own videos, which is like crazy to me because I know how much goes into that, and I just respect that so much. I respected his hustle. I was motivated by him, and so then I started taking BPN supplements, and kind of the rest is history, as they say. All right, here we go. Fern MC Fitness. Fern, another BPN ambassador. Nothing but love from the BPN ambassadors in these questions. Thank you. Do you feel as though you need to go all in versus small changes over time to live healthier? This is a great question to end on. I'm going to end it there. I got so many more questions. Thank you all for your questions. I honestly have so many. There's some good ones in here. Some of these are whole separate videos, but I'll end this one by Fern. Should you go all in or should you take it nice and slow? I think when I was first starting my weight loss journey, I was all about going all in. I was like, you can scroll back to this post on my Instagram. It was August 22nd, 2019. I was almost 400 pounds, and I said I wanted to lose 50 pounds by my son's 50th, by his 50th birthday. Yeah. I just want to lose 50 pounds by, in, I don't know, about 50 years. Is that cool? That's realistic. That is super realistic. I wanted to lose 50 pounds by my son's first birthday, and I had exactly 100 days to do it. I was also, first of all, that's an aggressive amount of weight in a short amount of time. However, I also added on top of that, no cheat meals, no alcohol, no cookies, sugars, nothing. I also added no missing any workouts ever, no matter what. Even if my body was begging me for a rest day, I'd be like, shut up, body. You got to go work out. Even if I was so sleep deprived from work and from having a baby and doing all these things, I even then said, hey, you're going all in. Shut up. It's time to work out. I don't care if I only got 2 hours of sleep. I'm going to work out. That is dumb. It's so dumb. It's dumb. It's not necessary. It's dumb. What you should be focused on, and which is what I'm doing now, even though it's so hard, is I am incorporating certain foods in my diet that I love, that it's just, it's part of social gatherings. If I'm at a party, if I'm whatever it is, I'm incorporating certain things, doing small changes, because I've come to realize that this journey is not over in 8 months. This journey is going to be with me for the rest of my life. And so if someone comes up to me and they've seen my old stuff or they've seen my earlier videos and they want to say, hey, I want to do the same thing you did. I'm going to give myself 100 days. Basically, I did the 75 hard, but I made it last 100 days. I did 100 days hard, basically. It's not good. I don't think it's good for you. I don't think it's healthy for you. It definitely doesn't last long term. Hello? Remember when I said I gained back 40 pounds? Hello? It doesn't work long term. So I wouldn't recommend you do it. Now, I didn't gain all my weight back, but still, I gained 40 pounds back. Okay, and that's something that I'm dealing with. I'm going to have to address here pretty soon. And, it's not going to be a fun video to make, but I'm going to do it. Anyway, I don't think you need to go all in for weight loss, but I do think you need to go all in for your life. Like, if you want to change your life around and you want a better job, you want better friends, you want to be doing things better, I say go all in that. You got to go all in. If you're going to a workout, go all in. Give it your all. Certain aspects of life, you absolutely should go all in. when it comes to weight loss specifically, I think going all in is unhealthy and not realistic. I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question. Thank you for everyone that submitted a question. Like I said, so appreciate it, because there was a time where that was not happening, and it was just funny to me. I would just delete the Q&A because it was just like, oh, wow. Nobody nobody cares, or nobody has a question. Most likely, nobody cares. Hey, we just did the first episode of the Focus, Fight, Finish podcast, and I'm pumped, man. This felt good. This was fun. I feel like I'm only going to get better at this over time, hopefully. I think if you enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe. Click that little bell notification at the bottom so that way YouTube knows that you want to be notified the next time I post a podcast episode. And like I said, the whole point of this is that I post weekly content on YouTube, and that's what I'm going to do. Weekly Focus, Fight, Finish podcast, just like this one, where I'll get to those questions. Now, for this episode, I took the questions from my Instagram. That's not going to be the case this week. This week, I'm only taking questions from the YouTube comments. So please, if you have any questions for me, if I maybe didn't get to your question on Instagram, put it in the comments below on YouTube. I will pull from those comments and answer them in next week's episode. Thank you again so much for this. By the time this comes out, BPN will also be having a Black Friday sale. I have no code for you for this or anything like that. I'm just letting you know BPN's a great supplement company, and they're having their only sale of the year, and it starts this Friday, November 12th. So hop on that, okay? I get nothing for saying that, by the way. I just think it's a great opportunity, so I think you should take advantage. Okay. Anyway, this has been an incredible first episode, in my opinion, mainly because I just have always wanted to do it, and I finally did it. And let me maybe even, like, if you have a question, great, but also give me your feedback. What do you think the show's missing? What do you think I should do? Is there anything you change about it? Maybe we should get a new host. You know what? We need a new host for this Focus, Fight, Finish podcast. I'm out. I've already fired myself. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I hope that this brought you some type of value, whether I made you laugh, whether I made you think about your health, your fitness, where you're at in your life, whatever it is. We'll be getting into so many more topics, going way more in depth about so many different things. And make sure to bring those questions for next week in the comments below. Thank you. Peace.